They're definitely we can touch on the sister's her sign of life.
Peace on Queen Elnisha. It's just a beautiful thing just sitting here listening to your journey. When I first came amongst, the nation, one of the first things that I learned was, what it is that we teach and what we plan to achieve, as a nation. And within one of those lessons, there's a portion that's called community control. And it basically focuses on the major areas that is going to contribute to the greatness of not just our nation, but the planet Earth as a whole. Within that, there's healthcare. I'm myself am in healthcare as well. I've been in the dental field for the past 23 years, so I'm able to come in and add that on. A lot of people don't even know how many times you're supposed to be, in a dentist. Some people never, they never go unless something is, hurting them or, bothering them. So, one of my duties and goals is to be able to take everything that I've been able to learn, the things that I've seen, and pass that on to anybody that I come in contact with. Like I said, you'll ask some people, does anybody know how many times we're supposed to be at the dentist here? Alex?
I've been there quite a few because I have an implant they're putting in a bridge. So I'll be there next Sunday.
People don't even know the basics, science of that. We should be seeing a dentist, twice a year. Why is that? It's not because, you're not necessarily brushing your teeth or doing what you're supposed to do at home. It's just certain things that we can't get to, physically. It just can't happen. Right. So this is why we have to go in, to see the dentist. You're not supposed to wait until something is hurting you, because now it means that it's, out of control. And people don't know that, and they don't realize how much our teeth are connected with everything else that's within our bodies. You can get you can get have a crazy abscess, and it reaches your heart, you out of here. That's it. When that could have been prevented. So a lot of the things, like I said, one of my main goals is to make sure that people first educate themselves and they know how important it is to take care of every part of our bodies. Pass that on so that it can get better. And back in the day, we didn't really have as much information as we have now. Like when I was coming up, we had silver fillings, people, because that was the best that they had there. Yeah. But as time goes by, we realize, and we see through experiment, we see it, every day, somebody breaks their tooth because that silver filling after a certain amount of time, it starts to shrink, and then we use that tooth prone to break down. So now a lot of people are either getting them replaced, being proactive about it so that they don't run into those, type of situations, or, you have to wait till you get to that. And then now we go on to what is the next best thing that we've learned over the past 20 and 30 years, which is basically like a composite or a tooth colored filling, something that is white. Besides the fact that the silver filling has the mercury and everything, and it, just that the foundation is screwed once you have it in there. But these are, little things that we will learn over time as you.
My bad. I mean, myself all this time. You had all this knowledge. I'm like, yeah, peace queen, and today nothing.
We came with an agenda.
Yeah.
We came with an agenda today. We said we'll come through the knowledge.
Yeah.
If we're allowed to speak, we're gonna speak out our science of life.
Please,
you know what I'm saying?
But it happens. A lot of times because when people look from outside, they seem like a God-dominated, nation and situation. But we, the Earth, we're here too, and we have jobs, we have our duties, and we recognize that. But we have to be the ones to put our voice out there. I can't necessarily expect, like, if you didn't, say something, I was definitely going to inject myself because I came here for a reason. I didn't just come here because we are all fly people, we talk good, we look good, and to hang out is to actually be able to, add on, and, somebody somewhere is watching is going to be able to use and take something from everything that we all said here. And I just, want to be able to add on as much as I can, let the Earth's voice be heard, because we're here, we've been here, and we ain't going nowhere. But we have to be the ones to put ourselves in those, positions. And so that's why I continue to learn. I love your class. I love the fact that you dedicate your time and your energy to come here, whether it's one person here or if it's 12 of us. So those are things that actually keep me, motivated, and what we need to do, as a nation to keep on growing.
Okay, great. Just, to add to that. The earth supports all life. The best part of there's 9 planets. They mathematics born, but of them, the earth is the home of Islam. Right? Not every woman is the earth, though. Right? But speaking for yourself and those with the proper knowledge themselves who reproduce this knowledge and replenish it, right? Which is what you're talking about. Like, oh, listen, because this is a nation of gods and
Earth.
right. So you interdependently work with us using your word, dear God. I was in class one day and I was, God help me with that word. I was kind of he said, what you call it? Interdependently, meaning you work in conjunction. Right. You can't have knowledge without wisdom. Right. It's versa. But right, and in that role and capacity, thank both of you, for that matter, and all of you. Matter of fact, all 4 of you, because that's important. Cause this is the epitome of what Almighty God taught. Right. I like you said, I didn't have you get the knowledge so you can talk well. Right. I wanted you to do well in the area that you're in. You know what I mean? And then when you do that, you improve upon the area you are. One of those cases was when we facilitated and we led the march. That's one of the highlighted areas. You know what I mean? But in the interim of that, again, school. I need you to go to school.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mega did this.